crazy.
Speaking of that shooting that happened at the mall.
Yes.
Did you hear about that?
Yes, the shooting that happened in the mall. This is one of those crazy situations where an armed good guy stopped a bad guy from killing a bunch of people. This guy shows up at the mall, pulls out a gun, kills 2 people. And within seconds, this happens. This guy reaches into pushes his girlfriend aside, reaches into his waist, pulls out his gun, and shoots at this guy from 40 yards away.
No.
10 shots, hits him 8 times.
Is that pretty far?
It's pretty far. For a pistol, that's far. That's far. That's like a good shot with a arrow. Wow. Like a bow and arrow. It's 40 yards. That's a fucking poke. And for you to do this under pressure and to take a life, and he hit him 8 times. He could shoot. He's a 22-year-old man. Of course, the NRA's jumped all over this, and they've said, hey, this is one of those examples where a good guy with a gun kills a bad guy. That, right, what you just saw is another one of those examples.
Yeah.
It does happen. And the problem is people don't want to admit that happens because it doesn't fit with their narrative. This is one of the things that always happens when there's a hot topic, whether it's gun control or whatever it is, where you have a very specific idea of what you think the problem is and what you think the solution is. And a lot of people think the problem is guns. The solution is take all the guns. And, some people say, no, the solution is you should be armed and be prepared to take care of things. If something goes wrong, you should be trained and you should be prepared to use your gun. And in this case, that is the correct answer. In this case,
I think that's the right angle he had.
Is that at Jason's Deli?
Yeah.
So
the shooting was right there. The guy who got shot.
Yeah. So now, wow, it depends entirely on whether or not this guy has a red dot, and how much he's trained. If he has a red dot, it's considerably easier to hit what you're aiming at, because a red dot, when you pull out a pistol, excuse me here, I think that smelling salts fucked me up.
Really? I like that.
Yeah, is it fucked you up too, Jamie?
I didn't go all the way.
I went all in.
I
took the biggest, deepest whiff, and it was immediately, I was punished.
It felt heavier than normal.
It was way worse because it was just right when we pulled the seal off. But anyway, my whole throat is like confused. But a red dot, like when you draw and you have a red dot, the red dot will show you exactly where that bullet's going to go.
And when it turns green, is that when you shoot?
No, it's just red. It stays red.
Okay.
It's just in place of the iron sights, like the iron sights you have like on a gun.
Oh yeah, the little thing.
Yeah,
like
the little thing, and then in between it is like you put the little dot that's on the end of the pistol, and you line the 2 of them up and you shoot. With a red dot, you don't have to do that. You just pull it out, and it's like a sight. And in that sight, there's a red dot. Wherever that red dot is, that's where that bullet's going to go.
Damn.
So,
and how accurate is that? How much times?
It depends entirely on whether or not you've sighted in the gun properly. But if you sighted in the gun properly, it's very accurate, especially if you have a really good gun, like a Staccato or a SIG or, some top-end Glock high-end gun. So if this guy knew what he was doing, he did. If he hit that guy from 40 yards away 8 times with 10 shots, that fucking guy can shoot.
That's like Steph Curry, really.
It's like
big numbers.
For the dude who's a shooter is the wrong, worst case scenario. You happen to be close enough where a guy who has a gun can immediately shoot you. So this guy starts shooting, and I think it was within 2 minutes or something like that.
But how dangerous?
Something very quick where he starts shooting at
How dangerous to shoot across a food court, though?
Very dangerous. Very dangerous.
But
not as dangerous as letting this guy go.
Right.
You let this guy keep shooting people, he's probably going to shoot you next. I mean, he's probably just going to shoot every body he can get a hold of.
So people always talk about there shouldn't be any more guns, right?
Yeah.
But how would you ever achieve that based on kind of where we are?
You wouldn't. You would have to go full totalitarian, where you'd have to break into everyone's homes and have a full account of all their possessions, and then even then you wouldn't know what they have buried in their garage, buried in their backyard, buried, in a storage unit somewhere. You'd have to literally comb the earth. There's more guns in this country than there are people.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot more.
That's unbelievable, man.
It's pretty crazy. That means there's 320 million people in this country. There's more than 320 million guns. That's a lot of guns, son. And they're making new ones every day.
Dang.
Every day, right now. Right? Making guns.
I have 2 guns.
That's all you have?
Yeah.
How come you not have more?
I would consider getting one more.
You would? I could talk you into it.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
What kind would you like? A shotgun? Like a home defense gun?
Oh yeah. I want something
Shotgun's
like that.
great because you get a lot of things go flying at them.
Yeah, and shotgun you might not kill them too, huh? Do they make a gun that you definitely can't kill someone, but you can,
You don't want that. You want something that could stop a person, because if a person's coming after you, you don't want something that stuns them and then they shoot you.
Yeah.
If you're in that position where you're forced to use what they would call lethal force, you want it to actually work,